ladies and gentlemen, my name is Karan Mathur and you are watching IndianAutosBlog. Well, you might have that one car which you think can do it all, and if you have that, you're content for life. And for me, that is the BMW 3 Series. It is the perfect blend of agility, performance and comfort. And today we have the 7th generation iteration of the BMW 3 Series, and it is the BMW 330i variant. Well, without further ado, let's get to the review because I'm excited and so should you. Now let's start with the overall design. The new 3 Series follows the tried and tested formula of what a BMW 3 Series should be. It has a long hood, a swooping cabin and a short boot. Now apart from the sportier looks, it is also bigger in dimensions. It is 76mm longer, is 60mm wider and is just 1mm taller. Now just that, you also get a longer wheelbase and an increased track width. Now overall, all this increase in dimensions not just lends to better poise but also better agility, but we'll get to that later. So with that out of the way, let's move to the overall styling. At the front you get a sculpted hood, a larger iteration of the signature BMW kidney grille. You get chrome on the outside and is blacked out in the middle, but you also get adaptive flaps in the middle. On either side you get full LED headlights with U-beam for the DRL pattern, and just below that you also get horizontally placed fog lamps. Apart from that, in the middle you'll also find a blacked out mesh grille for the air intake. Now with that, let's move to the side and see what has changed and what is different on the new BMW 3 Series. Now moving to the side, you'll quickly notice that the BMW 3 Series is not just attention grabbing at the front, but is equally eye-pleasing at the sides. You get a lot more edgy body lines, you get a lot more curvaceousness and a lot more sexiness as well. Now what we have here is the M Sport kit, and what that brings you is a M Sport badging and M specific 18-inch alloy wheels as well. Now overall, I think be it whichever direction you look, in whichever nook and cranny, the new 3 Series is so much more appealing and so much more eye-pleasing. Now if you move to the rear, there's some more sexiness waiting for you there as well. The boot lip is a lot more pronounced and that helps add flair to the overall sporty character. Below that you get LED tail lamps with an L-shaped glow pattern, and we're not done yet. Look even further down below and you get chrome plated twin exhaust pipes, and I'm happy to say they are very much real. Now with that, let's move inside and see what the 3 Series has to offer there. Now when you do get inside, you'll realize that this is quite a comfortable cabin and it corsets you quite well. Most of the controls are driver focused and everything that the driver needs to control is at the vicinity of your arm's length. Now this particular BMW 330i is specced with the M Sport kit, and what that means is you get a M specific leather wrapped steering wheel. You also get BMW individual headliner and an interior trim finished in aluminum tetragon. Now if you look at the dashboard design, it is quite angular and it houses the 8.8-inch touchscreen infotainment system, and right beside that you get a 5.7-inch color display for the instrument console. Both of them are easy to read and easy to navigate as well. The touch is quite adaptive and the interface is easy to use. Now if you look right below, you get an openable flap which houses 2 cup holders, a USB slot, a 12-volt socket and also your wireless phone charger as well. This little nifty feature I found quite useful because I could put my phone here, I could put my keys here and I could just store it away out of sight. Now just besides that, you get another panel which houses the iDrive controller as well as the gear lever as well as the drive mode and the engine start stop button. The iDrive controller is also easy to use. It does take a bit of time to get used to, but once you do, it is quite easy to use, navigate, access things, access your music and make full use of the system's potential. Overall, if you talk about the comfort, the seats are very well cushioned and they get a lot of bolstering which hold you in place. Both the driver's side seat and the passenger side seat are adjustable in multiple different ways, and if you talk about space, well, you get a lot of head space, shoulder space as well, but at the same time the car does manage to cocoon you very well so that you can be confident while driving. Now let's move to the back seat. I'll tell you what features you get, how comfortable the car is in the rear seat. So now we're in the second row, and as soon as you get inside, you do realize that maybe you're better off with just 2 people at the front. However, 4 people around town is still a fairly decent fit, but 3 people at the back should be avoided and should only be left for emergency situations. But if you talk about the comfort of the other two passengers, well, you do get a center armrest with two cup holders. However, I do have one gripe, that the plastic quality and the fit and finish is not the best and does seem a bit compromised. Then if you talk about the center console, well, that gives you AC vents, AC controls and 3 plugins for your charging devices. You get 2 Type-C connectivities and one 12-volt socket as well. Right beside that, you also find a very intruding center tunnel, and thus the very reason why I advise against 3 people at the back. But overall, the fit and finish, your own temperature controls, the charging capabilities and the cushiony seats ensure that 2 people, if they travel with you, will be comfortable throughout. Now, if you talk about storage space, the BMW 3 Series offers you a 480 liters of boot space, and as you see, the boot space that you get is quite long, but it isn't that deep. So what that means is, while the luggage will be easy to get inside, you won't be able to get a whole lot of it inside. Now with that, we've come to the end of our interior features and design, and now let's get to the most exciting part, which you and I both have been waiting for, the performance.
So, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about the most exciting part of this car, the performance.
Man, freeloaders cannot get enough of this car. Now, before we talk about how the engine behaves, let me just tell you a bit about its basic specifications. It gets a 2-litre inline-4 twin-scroll turbo engine that produces 258 horsepower and 400 Newton meters of torque. Now the engine also comes with variable valve timing and variable camshaft timing as well. Now we'll talk about that a bit later when we talk about the car's drive modes. Now the engine comes paired to 8-speed automatic transmission, and which is quite precise and fast to respond. Now if you talk about the engine's performance, it gets 4 driving modes: Sport, Comfort, Eco Pro and Individual. In Sport mode, all the systems are optimized for performance, be it the steering, the engine response, the suspension or the gear timings. Everything is fast, everything is dialed in precisely to help the driver achieve the best performance that he can get. Now let's talk about Eco Pro. Driving in this mode is the complete opposite of what you get in Sport, and I'm quite surprised with the variation that this mode allows you to give. The steering becomes light, the engine is slightly more dulled down so that it's easier to drive around in city and save fuel. The gear shifts are a bit more lethargic but also end up saving fuel as well. But if you talk about the comfort provides the perfect balance between Sport and Eco Pro in the city while everyday commuting. The engine is so responsive that a prod of the throttle can send you surging ahead. This particular version, being the 330i with the inline 4-cylinder petrol engine, has a pretty rotty exhaust note as well to complement its overall vehicle dynamics and the engine response. Now, talking of vehicle dynamics, let's move on to the ride and handling bit. The BMW 3 Series has a long legacy of fast, agile and nimble cars. Not only were they built for performance enthusiasts, but they've been tried and tested in motorsport as well. The all-new 7th generation BMW not only has all the dynamics in its DNA intact, but also gets technological advancements like adaptive damping in order to help you get the best balance from your vehicle, but also help the car be as nimble as possible. The all-new 3 Series is now longer, wider and gets a longer track width as well. As a result, the car feels quite stable and quite sure-footed, be it on whatever terrain you are on. If we talk purely about performance handling, well, the BMW 3 Series is an absolute hoon to throw around every corner you find. And so well sorted are the dynamics that your confidence keeps building and building with every corner you take. So overall, the 7th generation BMW 3 Series not only has the BMW's performance DNA intact, but also builds upon it in order to make a better, more rounded product which is extremely grunty, extremely responsive handles quite well and is very stable on highway terrains as well. In fact, the car is so stable and so quiet, it's hard to really tell when you've actually crossed 100 kilometers per hour. As a result, you won't have any nagging girlfriends or nagging wives complaining about speeds too much because they won't really realize. So talking about the 8-speed transmission in sport mode, it does the job really well, hold the gears well and have you in the right gear at the right time. It even anticipates a corner or a car in front so that it doesn't have to upshift or downshift, keeping you in the right power band. In EcoPro, the gear shifts are faster and these negate any unwanted engine RPMs in order to help fuel efficiency. So finally, if you talk about the brakes, they are quite precise, they are very powerful and they have a strong bite even at the slightest dab of the pedal. Be it whatever speed, the brakes are up to the task of shrubbing off speed quickly and consistently. Talking about the comfort, the BMW 3 Series gets a slightly stiffly sprung suspension. The suspension does a stand-up job when it comes to corners, performance and spirited driving. However, going across a bad patch of road at speed does send judders into the cabin. But overall, with a powerful engine, a comfortable ride and an agile handling package, the BMW 3 Series is all you'd ever want from a car to keep you happy. So with that and performance out of the way, let me get out and give you a brief on the overall summary of the car. So there you have it. Summing up, I loved my time with the BMW 3 Series. It looks epic, is very comfortable, has a whole lot of features inside, and that 2-liter twin-scroll turbo is an absolute gem of an engine with a lot of grunt to offer. Overall, the entire package works quite well. Now, if I talk about the pricing, well, the BMW 330i M Sport is priced at 56.14 lakh on road Delhi. Now, if you're the kind of person who's out to buy a premium sedan with the budget of 50 to 55 lakh, which you're going to use every day, well, the BMW 3 Series ticks off a lot of boxes and in my opinion is money well spent. So with that, we've come to the end of our video. I hope you liked it as much as I did. My name is Karan Mathur and I'd like to request you all, if you liked the video, please do hit the like button, subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon to get notified about our videos instantly.